Scene script. Have you ever stopped to consider whether the things you own actually own you? We exist in a world that's always pushing for more. More wealth, more possessions, more status. It's like a never-ending race where the finish line keeps moving further away. The more we acquire, the more we want, and the more we feel we need. But do these things bring us true happiness? Or do they simply chain us to a cycle of endless wanting, leaving us feeling unfulfilled and disconnected? This constant pursuit of more is a common trait in modern society. It's a narrative that's been ingrained in us from a young age, fueled by media, advertising, and societal pressures. We're told that success is measured by what we have, and that happiness can be bought. But often this results in a life cluttered with unnecessary possessions, leaving us feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and empty. So let's take a moment to pause and reflect. What if there's a different way to live? A way that doesn't involve accumulating material wealth, but instead focuses on spiritual abundance. This is where the philosophy of when nothing becomes everything comes into play. When nothing becomes everything is about shifting our perspective. It's about understanding that true fulfillment doesn't come from material possessions, but from within. It's about letting go of the clutter in our lives, both physically and mentally, and making space for what truly matters. It's about understanding that less can indeed be more. This approach to life encourages us to take a step back from the constant hustle and bustle, and instead focus on cultivating a rich inner life. It's about finding contentment in simplicity, cherishing experiences over possessions, and seeking spiritual growth over material gain. It's about realizing that the most precious things in life aren't things at all. But what if the key to true happiness and fulfillment isn't more, but less? Imagine what your life could look like if you let go of the things that no longer serve you. Have you ever considered what would happen if you decided to declutter your life? Not just your physical space, but also your mind and heart. It's like turning a new leaf, a fresh start where you leave behind what doesn't add value to your life and embrace what truly matters. Let's delve into the benefits of this transformative process. Firstly, letting go reduces stress. When we're surrounded by too much, be it material possessions, negative thoughts, or unhealthy relationships, we often feel overwhelmed. It's like being in a room filled to the brim with noise, not knowing where to focus. But when we start to declutter, we turn down the volume. We create a peaceful space where our minds can breathe. Secondly, decluttering enhances focus. It's no secret that our minds tend to wander and get distracted easily. But when we clear the clutter, we're able to concentrate better. We can channel our energy into what truly matters, whether that's nurturing relationships, pursuing passions, or simply enjoying the present moment. And lastly, embracing simplicity allows us to appreciate what's truly important. In our pursuit of more, we often overlook the beauty of what's already around us. But when we let go, we start to see the world with fresh eyes. We find joy in simplicity, in the sound of rain against the window, in the warmth of a loved one's smile, in the comfort of a good book. Letting go isn't just about getting rid of things, it's about making room. It's like pruning a tree, cutting off the dead branches so new ones can grow. We shed the old, the negative, the unnecessary to make space for positivity and growth. Remember, letting go is not about losing, it's about gaining. It's about gaining peace, focus, joy, and most importantly, freedom. Freedom from the confines of material attachments. Freedom from the chains of negative thoughts. Freedom to be your authentic self. When we make space in our lives, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. So how do we begin the journey towards a simpler, more meaningful life? The path to simplicity begins with a single step: assessing your possessions. This isn't about counting every item you own, but rather taking a holistic view of your environment. Look around. What do you see? Do your belongings bring you joy, or do they simply occupy space? This brings us to our next step: identifying what truly brings you joy. This can be a challenging process, as we often attach sentimental value to our possessions. But remember, we are not our things. We are much more than that. So, ask yourself, does this item spark joy? Does it serve a purpose? If the answer is no, it may be time to let it go. Letting go, however, is not always as easy as it sounds. We may hold on to things because of guilt, fear, or simply out of habit. But holding on to things that no longer serve us can weigh us down. It's like carrying a heavy backpack on a long journey. The lighter your load, the further you can travel. Once you've begun the process of letting go, you'll likely find that maintaining a clutter-free lifestyle becomes easier. But it's important to resist the temptation to accumulate unnecessary things. One practical tip is to adopt the one in, one out rule. For every new item you bring into your space, ensure that one item leaves. This helps to maintain balance and prevent the buildup of clutter. As you journey down this path to simplicity, remember to be kind to yourself. It's not about achieving perfection, but about creating a space that reflects your values and supports your well-being. This isn't a race, but a journey, and every step you take brings you closer to a simpler, more meaningful life. Remember, decluttering is not a one-time event, but a lifestyle change. This is your journey, and you have the power to shape it. Embrace the freedom that comes with letting go, and discover the joy of less. But decluttering our physical space is just the beginning. What about our minds? Just as we've taken steps to remove the excess from our living spaces, it's equally crucial to clear the mental clutter. This is where cultivating mindfulness and spirituality comes into play. It's about being present in the moment, fully engaged in the here and now, not lost in thoughts of the past or worries about the future. Imagine your mind as a garden. Weeds, representing negative thoughts, worries, and anxieties, can easily take over if left unchecked. Yet, with regular weeding or mindfulness practice, we can cultivate a peaceful, beautiful garden in our minds. One of the most effective ways to cultivate mindfulness is through meditation. It's a simple practice that requires no special equipment or location. All it takes is a few moments of stillness and silence. As you sit quietly and focus on your breath, you'll notice your thoughts begin to slow down and a sense of peace will wash over you. Yet mindfulness is not just about meditation. It's about being fully engaged in whatever you're doing. Whether you're washing dishes, taking a walk, or simply breathing, you can practice mindfulness. It's about noticing the sensations, the sounds, the smells, and the feelings of the moment. Now, let's talk about spirituality. This doesn't necessarily mean following a specific religion or belief system. It's about acknowledging that there's more to life than just the physical world. It's about finding a sense of purpose and meaning, a connection to something bigger than ourselves. Gratitude is a powerful spiritual practice. By focusing on what we're thankful for, we shift our attention away from what we lack and towards what we have. Gratitude helps us appreciate the simple things and find contentment beyond material possessions. Mindful consumption is another practice that can help us stay grounded. It's about making conscious choices about what we consume, whether it's food, information, or energy. It's about asking ourselves, does this add value to my life? Does it align with my values? As we cultivate mindfulness, we begin to see the beauty in simplicity and the abundance in nothingness. So, what happens when nothing becomes everything? In the journey we've traversed together, we've explored a transformative shift in perspective. The transition from the pursuit of more to the power of letting go, from the chaos of clutter to the calming path of simplicity. We've discovered that by shedding our material attachments, we can find true happiness and fulfillment in the richness of our inner lives. Imagine the joy of less. Less clutter, less noise, less stress. It's not about deprivation, but about liberation. It's about the freedom that comes from not being bound by the things we own. It's about the peace that comes when we stop chasing after more and start appreciating what we already have. It's about finding satisfaction in simplicity, contentment in mindfulness. It's about understanding that the most precious things in life aren't things at all. They are experiences, relationships, moments of peace and joy, a sense of purpose and connection. These are the treasures that no amount of money can buy, the riches that are truly worth striving for. This journey isn't always easy. It requires courage, determination, and a willingness to question our deepest beliefs and assumptions. But the rewards are profound. When we let go of our attachments, we create space for new possibilities, new experiences, new connections. We discover the beauty of the present moment, the joy of being fully alive. So we invite you to take the first step. Start small. Begin by decluttering a single drawer or dedicating 10 minutes each day to mindfulness. Remember, this isn't about sacrifice. It's about choosing what truly matters, what truly enriches our lives. In the end, it's not about having less. It's about making less mean more. When nothing becomes everything, we find true abundance and freedom. So, let's embrace the joy of less, and together we'll discover the boundless potential of a life lived with intention and purpose.